Getting towards the business end now. How's the feeling in the squad as you look forward to the last regular season game, big game obviously, and then what lies beyond?
Yeah, morale's good. I think the boys, everything that's thrown at them, we react well to. So that's all a positive going into finals, and obviously still all to play for on the weekend, and we just need to put our best foot forward and win, and then see what happens with us, and then. Obviously from there we've got a bit of an extended period to see who we come up against in finals, but in terms of what we can control, we just need to win on this weekend and go from there.
How do you reflect on the Newcastle game?
Yeah, I think, started off pretty poorly, to be honest, and then again, like we have done numerous times this year, shown really good character, and I'm going to say we could have won by a few, but they did have a couple of chances too. Obviously, everyone's going to say last minute penalty, but those things happen. Like I said to Roofs, we've come up trumps a lot of times at the end of games, saved penalties, scored last minute winners, so sometimes they don't go for you, so we just need to look past that. We dug deep to get a good point away, and to be honest, I think obviously not a fantastic result for us, but where it could have gone, I think we did well to at least get a point from it.
When the penalty was awarded, you grabbed the ball and went over to the spot. Was that just you protecting the spot from any potential shenanigans, and just Roof was always going to take it?
Yeah, I mean, I've done that a couple of times just to obviously protect the spot because they were cutting it up, but also just to take the pressure off Roofs a bit, just to give them a bit of time not to get involved with all the commotion, and then obviously hand them the ball once the ref's cleared it and everyone's cleared out of the penalty spot. And look, he's taken it when he's been on the field this year. Obviously I would have taken it. Oscar was keen to take it, so look, the captain takes responsibility, and we all live by that. And like I said, he's been massive for us this year, and a missed penalty doesn't change any of that.
And what's the protocol within the team around that now? Does it? I don't know. If you miss one, do you pass it over? What happens now?
Oh, I think if he wants to step up and take the next one, he can do it, and if he doesn't want to, if he tells me to take it or if Oscar's on the field, then we will take it too. But as long as he wants to keep taking that responsibility, he can. Obviously for me, it means I might have scored a few less goals than I would have this year, but like I said, he's come up big in important moments on a few times. So just down to the moment, but we've got willing takers, which is a good thing.
And Oscar Zavada back now in the mix. How much of a boost does that provide you as you head towards the cutting edge of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's ready for significant minutes, which I'm, as far as I'm aware. But obviously, when he can play, offers us something different. I think we obviously adapted really well for not having him for large periods of the year, and we're a top two and without our top goal scorer from last season, which is great, but nothing but positive to have him back. And he's working really hard to give us more and more minutes, and perfect timing for come finals. If we can start to get 30, 45, 60 minutes out of him, then that's great.
Kosta, you've won everything there is to win in Australia for multiple clubs, but where would a trophy sit for your hometown club?
Yeah, it'll be right up there, I think. In the past, we've come close when I was really young, making a semi. The last time I was here, we had a great squad and didn't exactly work out. And to be able to do it this year, or to have a chance to do it this year, would be unbelievable. In front of my friends and family that I've grown up with, 2 young kids now that have lived here for 2 years. It would be incredible, and like I said, we've given ourselves every chance, and we'll do the business this weekend to see where we land in the premiership, and then again all to play for in the finals, and definitely would be probably would be a crowning achievement. It would be right up there for sure.
Given your experience and achieving those things, how do you advise younger players on the emotions they're going to feel, anything that's different around this time of the season?
Yeah, I think the young boys these days, they're really in tune with their sort of keeping their emotions in check. So you don't see too many of them sort of overwhelmed, or at least show it, but it's more my role in the team, it's not really being the loudest or whatever. The young boys feel like they can come to me and have a chat and ask for advice, and if it's that, look, it's a cliche, but just prepare normally week to week. If you start to act erratic or buy into, all the media attention or social media attention, then you could get overwhelmed. But I've always taken it week to week, and I always think, if you put the work in during the week, then you'll more often than not you'll land where you should, or you'll get the outcome that you want. But it's more day-to-day stuff that the young boys come to me for advice, and if anyone wants advice, they know I'm always there.
Chiefy is a superstitious man, as we all know. How do you think he's reacted to the news that the Premier's plate is going to be in the stadium on Saturday night?
Yeah, I haven't seen him, but he'll be probably thinking about all sorts. But I'm sure when he speaks to us, probably on game day, he'll be pretty measured and calm about it, and sort of want to take the pressure away from us, like he has done all year. But I'm sure in the office he'll be thinking up all sorts. Yeah.
Is he the most superstitious man you've ever met?
No, probably Smelty's probably up there. I remember he would knock his boots 9 times each boot before he puts his boot on, stuff like that. So I don't see Chiefy all too much, only on the training pitch and in meetings. So in the office he might be a bit worse, but from what I've seen, probably not.
You can overtake Shane this weekend potentially as well. What would that mean for you?
Yeah, it would be great. I probably could have last weekend too. But those things happen. I'm glad that I at least got one. But yeah, I mean, overtaking Archie and then being level with Smelty is, something I wouldn't have probably even dreamed of when I started. Just because those guys are such legends, and having played with both of them, just to see how dedicated they were to football and what they gave to it, to be sort of level and amongst those guys is pretty unbelievable. And I think I can probably do him the biggest honour is to try and overtake him, and it would probably magnify the significance that he's, or both of them, have put in the league as well. So definitely be doing all I can to do that.
As we mentioned, the plate's coming over, potentially a record crowd in Wellington. Mariners playing in Newcastle, big game for them. Does it feel like momentum, like the stars are maybe aligning a little bit for you guys in terms of a minor premiership?
Look, in football, it's very strange. You can never predict anything. We could be in a situation where it's heavily in our favour, and who knows what could happen on the day, and vice versa. So I don't think anything's sort of set up for either team for things to go smooth and well. We're going to have challenges on the game as well. Let's not forget that Macarthur are a great team and tricky have been tricky for everyone this year. So we need to do that part first before we speak about any of that. And and if we do that, at the end of the day, that's all we could have done. This year we've been, I think, very consistent and surprised probably most people. And if we land first at the end of that, that'll be a great achievement. If not, like I said, we'll just pick ourselves back up and see what we can do in a couple of weeks. But definitely we won't be leaving any stone unturned, that's for sure.
Obviously, I think the game's happening simultaneously. Are you the type of player that wants to know what's going on in the other game?
I don't think I've really been in the situation where it's come down to the last game, so I don't know how it would work. Maybe the coaching staff might check with half an hour to go, and a bit of game management, or maybe a push in the last 30 minutes might be necessary. I don't know, but I think it's just going to happen so quickly, and like I said, all we can do is win and hope for the best.
Kosta, just on Central Coast, one of their star players, Angelo Torres, is being suspended because he's been arrested. What sort of impact do you think that'll have on their team at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, probably one of their main players, and look, you don't sort of hope or wish anything like you want to sort of their teams to be at their best and going into the finals, and then you can say whatever. But look, it's probably a big loss to them. I don't know if it's a disruption. I think they've got honestly an unbelievable character in their team, and they've had a heavy schedule in the last couple months and managed that really well. So, look, will it affect them? I don't know, but definitely probably a big missing piece for them.
And just back to your guys' game, hoping for a pretty massive crowd for your last home game of the season, possibly winning the premiership?
Yeah, I hope so. I think, all through the year the support's been really good. Even against Victory on a cold, rainy, windy night, we had a lot of support, and obviously a last-minute winner was an unbelievable feeling. So I have no doubt the crowd will turn up like they have done, and probably even more so. And we'll definitely put on a show for them, and hope we can do something on the night. If not, they'll be supporting us throughout the next few weeks, I'm sure.
And you spoke on Macarthur a little bit there, a couple of ex-Phoenix players in there, Clayton Lewis, Stavilla. Does that help when there's a couple of ex-Phoenix players in their team?
Probably not, because they're some of the best players in the league, so probably doesn't help us, might help them a bit, but it'd be good to see them, but I don't think they'll be wanting to do us any favours, that's for sure. They've got I don't know if they can finish third now, but they could, so massive carrot for them as well to finish as high up as they can.
Just on the Central Coast, you guys, what's the emotion we had this big show-stopping Saturday planned. It was going to be head-to-head. Title was going to be decided. How do players react to that now being kicked down the road?
Yeah, I would have liked for it to be that way, but look, some things you can't control, and at the end of the day, you want to give everyone a fair sort of chance, and then being delayed. Yeah. Look, you don't want sort of, I guess, you wouldn't want any sort of questions if the opposite happened, and they come and had a day to prepare for a game. I think give them every chance to do what they can. I've been in obviously many situations with Champions League, and even with a 2 or 3 day lead and coming back from Asia, it is tough. So probably the right thing in terms of player welfare and sort of well-being for their bodies. So again, nothing we can control. We just got a win, and I think the game was going to be on Tuesday, but now it's Wednesday. So we've got our awards night on Tuesday night. We could have known, possibly on Saturday, but even on Tuesday. But we'll be glued to the TVs on Wednesday.
One of your former teammates, Lee Broxham, yesterday announced that this would be his final season after a million seasons at Melbourne Victory. Can you just talk a bit about his influence on that football club and on the A-League?
Oh, I mean, even just his story to get to where he got to, obviously being the kit man before that, it's just, obviously he had a big pedigree going into that. He wasn't just a kit man, he was a serious player, but I think just even wanting to be amongst Victory, even when he wasn't probably needed as a player, just to be keeping involved in training with him, and then obviously to have the career that he's had on top of that with one club, is a massive achievement and a big testament, even to play 18 years as pro footballer with one club, and probably one of the biggest clubs in Australia too. It's not easy, and probably won't see it again, I don't think. And Brox is someone that is very professional, and I think one of the players that I've played the most games with in my career. 5 years with him at Victory. A lot of the time with him behind me on the wing or as a six, and nothing but respect for Broxy. And look, I hope he gets a good send off on the weekend. And they've obviously got finals, but hope they make it special for him because he's a special player.